What's going on, guys? Welcome to Downright Random. I am Mike. This is Janine.
Hey.
And we are your hosts for the end of the world. So, we took a break last week, and we just needed to recharge on a few mental levels. And we didn't have our game night the other night either, but we just needed to recharge on a few things. We were busy on so many different levels, and we had to change some of our scheduling around, and we just had to make some changes. But we are back. We hope that you missed us and that you're looking forward to more stuff. We do have tons more games to be playing. We have a whole bunch more stuff to do, and some of the games I'm very excited about.
Yes.
And we found another store that has potentially some good games.
Yeah.
So that I'm kind of excited about. It looked like it had tons of games.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited to go in there whenever it's open. Because we happened to just walk past when it was closed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited about it. But man, the world is crazy. And the craziest thing that I keep seeing is drivers. And I'm getting tired of these drivers. Because they do not know how to drive. Like, they are... I don't know where you guys live, but, like, where we are, like, I don't understand. I don't understand what your mental capacity is to be driving like how they are. Like, they dip in and out like crazy, like, close. Not even just being just the normal reckless. I mean, they are so close. Like, I'm surprised that they don't hit somebody.
Yeah.
And some people, their cars look like they've just been hitting people.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
So, I think it's not just. I don't think it's just driving though. I think that people are so distracted with so many other things, because you can even see people like walking down the street, or walking not just on the street, but like walking in a store or something like that, and they're looking down, and then all of a sudden they realize you're in front of them and they jump or something.
Yeah.
Because I think people are just overstimulated with certain things, or just focused too hard on different things. But especially when you're driving, you should really be focused on.
So with that in mind, this morning, there was a car that pulling out of the neighborhood. Like, there was a car in front of me, and they turned left, and I was turning left too. And when they turned left, they got into the right lane, and then all of a sudden they just start veering across the yellow line, the double yellow line, into traffic. And then they would swerve back really close. And I'm just like, what are they doing? And it's obvious that they're probably on their phone.
Either they're on their phone or they're looking for stuff.
I think they were probably on their phone.
Yeah.
And then, like, just watching them, they would continuously drift over into the oncoming traffic lane. And it's like, this person is going to slam into someone.
Yeah.
And then they did it like at least 3 more times. So we went up to the stoplight, and then they turned right, and I had to turn right. And then they're doing it down the road again.
Yeah.
Like...
I feel like if you're like looking down like for directions, or you're trying to type it in your phone or something like that, maybe take the time before you get into the car to do it, or before you turn your car on. Like, if you're someplace you don't know where you're going, you have to look down. Or if you're having a conversation with somebody, like, say, hey, I'm about to start driving, like, either call me, or I'll just, if I don't call you back, just, wait till I get to where I'm going. Because I think that's another thing. I think people are they're still doing like a million other things. Like, and I don't think that driving while doing so many other things is the smartest thing to do, or the safest thing to do.
Before we had all these phones in our pocket all the time that had the GPS and stuff. I mean, I remember when I got my first smartphone. I mean, like, it was an HTC. I was super excited about it. It was a Windows phone. I know when people are like, ooh, Windows. But you know what? When this phone came out, there was no other phone like it. Like, there were Blackberries, but I'm sorry. This phone, like, overshot a Blackberry like crazy.
Yeah.
Because it had a keyboard on it. It had the stylus on it. No phones had stylus back then. There was no Samsung Note back then. Like, it was a full Windows operating system. Like, anything I could do, and I can do on the computer.
Yeah.
Like... And I used it for work. That is what I used it for. And I loved it. And it had maps on it. It had GPS. And it had real GPS on it. Like, it actually had, like, a small little, like, satellite, like, kind of thing on it to have real GPS. It didn't use, like, just triangulation, kind of whatever it is, to get your position. It actually used real satellites. So you actually had to look at it and wait for satellites to to get attached to it, like all the drones do nowadays. Like
Yeah.
if you have a drone, you know what it takes to get a satellite. It takes a few minutes. It doesn't. It just isn't automatically done. But still, even back then, which I can't remember what year that was. It was probably like 2004, 2005, maybe somewhere around there.
Okay.
And like before you left the house, what did you do if you didn't know where you're going?
You'd look it up, or you print out.
MapQuest.
Yeah, you MapQuest and you print out.
There wasn't even Google Maps.
Yeah, you had
there
to go
was
to
no
MapQuest
Google
and
Maps. It
print
was
out.
MapQuest.
Yeah.
Like that's what everyone did was
Yeah.
MapQuest.
Yeah.
And like, how is it that you could do that back in the day? You'd sit down, make sure you knew where you were going, print that stuff out, highlight, circle stuff, be like, all right, I need to remember that this is where I got to turn. But now it's just like, oh, get in the car. Where are we going? I don't know.
Yeah. It is true, but it's like the preparation before you get into the car has become less and less. Because like, and I know before there were people who would eat breakfast while they were driving to work or something like that.
But we've seen
now,
people with like full plates
Yeah,
and
we've-
utensils.
yeah, it's not like just eating like a sandwich biscuit
yeah.
or something. Like we've seen people with like full on plates, and I've seen people reading the paper while driving. Like they're on the highway and they're looking down, or
We've
they're
seen
like
people doing their makeup. Like,
so it's like everyone is just everywhere in the sense of time management. I feel like time management, like you have to be on the road, whether you're driving yourself or you're having to take public transportation, and maybe that's another thing. Maybe because like, when you're driving yourself, you're just like, well, it's going to take me this much time. Whereas sometimes when you're taking public transportation, you're basing it on the schedule.
You have to rely on someone else.
Yeah.
And if you're not on their schedule,
yeah, you're screwed.
It.
Yeah. So then you have to call Uber or something like that or whatever.
But even still, why Uber?
I'm just saying, like, that's, or, whatever.
No,
like,
I know,
yeah.
but like, why would you do that?
I mean,
like,
that's
all these companies have taken jobs away from other companies.
Yeah.
Like when we needed something, we called a real taxi company.
Yeah.
That was certified.
Yeah.
Had all the legal stuff.
There are people
and then
now.
Uber now, it's just like, oh, I own a car.
Yeah.
Well, do you know how to drive the car? I don't, but I have a car.
Yeah. But it's like a lot of people now, it's weird. Like some of like the vloggers that live like in New York, a lot of them have never even stepped foot in a yellow cab. Like they only know like Uber and Lyft, and there's like another one that they use as well. And it's like, how is it that you live in New York and you've never stepped in the yellow cab? Granted, yeah, some people say, oh, the yellow cab is more expensive, whatever. But how is that your first go-to? Like, so you're willing to stand on the corner waiting for someone to come pick you up on Uber instead of just like trying to wave down a taxi cab right away? I don't know. I think it's.
So you know what's crazy though about that also? Like when I learned how much money it costs to get a medallion, like these taxi drivers, they take that shit serious.
Yeah.
Like a medallion can cost like $1 million,
and that's why
like,
so many of them.
I can't even fathom that. This little thing that they will nail to the top of your hood, with like a nail gun. I don't know how they attach it. It's just like, and it's now nailed on your hood.
Yeah.
Can cost like $1 million.
So now,
how crazy is that?
How much is it appreciated in value?
I don't know.
That's the thing, because now it's like you have all these other things. I think the other one is called Via, or so, I can't remember what the other one is called. It's like Lyft, Via, and I think and then Uber. But now
I didn't even know there was another one.
Yeah, so now it's like, what is that worth? What is the importance of it? What's the
those people have to take a lot of time and energy to get that medallion.
Yeah.
Like, and now these people with the Ubers and the Lyfts and stuff and whatever that new one is, like it takes it away from them because anybody can just do it.
Anybody can do it, and then they act like they know. And here's another thing. I know not everyone, but you could go into a taxi cab and you could be like, oh, I want to go here, and they would just go. Now, when you go to an Uber or a Lyft, you got to sit and wait while they put the crap in the GPS or figure it out.
They don't know where they're going.
They don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
Whereas with a taxi cab, you're like, oh, can you go here? And they're like, oh, actually, I'll take this road, take this, and they'll know. But it's like now, it's just anybody can do it. And I'm not trying to knock someone who wants to do like Uber or something like that, but I feel like it does take away from people who worked hard to do things. But I mean, that's obviously where the world is going, because I feel
like that is a major thing, is you want someone who knows where they're going.
Yeah.
Like without hesitation.
Yeah.
And I think that comes from experience.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Uber doesn't, or Lyft or any of them. I'm not just going to
we're
single
not,
out Uber.
like these driving
but like,
apps will say.
Yeah, it's like you don't have the experience.
Or taxi apps or whatever
Right.
they're called. Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to get into a taxi
Yeah.
if I have to go somewhere and know where I'm going to go without having to look up and be like, wait, that's not right.
It's the same thing like if you go into a store, like these places that are hiring people and then they have such a high turnover. And then you go to ask someone a question and then they're like, And usually they'll just say, I don't know. Or they'll be like, we don't sell that. And they probably do, but it's just because they don't know because they weren't trained properly. Whereas you want to buy something from someone who seems confident about it and seems like they know what they're talking about. So it's the same kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You know?
I definitely want someone to know what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Not someone that's like, I think that'll work. I think that'll be the right size for your phone, but you can always bring it back. You know, it's like, it's like, I don't want that. So it's one of those things where, you know, though I wonder like what is like how hard does it really like affect like yellow, you know, taxi cab drivers?
Probably a lot.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get into a taxi, especially if I'm in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere for that matter, but especially New York. I want to be able to get into a taxi, get in there, and they go, where are you going? And I'm going, I want to get a hot dog from the place that was in front of the building that has the broken brick on the third row. Yeah. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, it's for real.
It's like, that's
like
all you need.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like if I got into a taxi cab, I can look down and I can, like, if I'm doing something, I can look down and look up and then be like, okay, this guy knows where he's going. Whereas I feel like with an Uber or, you know, driving, whatever app will say, that I would be like, let me just check every once in a while to make sure he's going the right way. And I know there's probably still some...
There are a lot of shortcuts and things like that.
Situations.
And I'm sure there's some taxis you're in there and you're like...
They're taking a long route. So
they're taking the wrong route.
Yeah.
Or if you be like, look, I'll give you a tip if you get me there quick.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, where are you going? Oh, we're going this way because it's almost 3 o'clock. Yeah. And at 3 o'clock, you ain't going to move anywhere.
I know.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's like...
This man wants his tip.
Yeah, for real. And I've had some great conversations with taxi cab drivers and about just talking about where
water.
It's okay. Just talking to them and you know, where they came from and how much, you know, and all this other stuff.
I don't really talk to my taxi driver.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm the kind of person that but I like finding out about people and
I think
their
that's
story.
probably I think that's another problem with Uber or any of these app things is like, I want to get in the car and I want you to do your job and get me where I got to go.
Yeah. And some of them can kind of read it. Some of them know when you don't want to talk to them.
Not in Uber.
Not in those though. They want to
because
socialize
when I went to Vegas,
uh-huh.
you didn't come with me that one time, but when I went to Vegas,
but even when I was with you that time in Vegas, we had another guy when we were going to the airport.
Oh yeah, back to the airport.
And he was like, so talking. It was just like, dude.
But no, the second time when I went back, and the guy that picked me up at the airport, and I had to use Uber.
Yeah.
Because of
it was a business trip.
It was
and
a
that's
business
how,
trip,
yeah.
and they required us to use Uber so they can keep track of all that stuff. Unfortunately, but he was a talker.
Yeah.
And he took me away, like the little bit of Vegas that I know. I know that the way he took me was maybe faster, but I thought I was going to go out to the desert, like that way out to the desert, not like, oh, you're in the desert.
Yeah.
No. Desert meaning I don't see anything because we were leaving the city. I'm like, whoa, where we go? And then he makes some turns and did all this stuff. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I don't see a shovel behind me, but we may be having a problem. But like, I don't know. And then he talked the entire way.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot about this man. I learned that he'd lived there his entire life. He does not go into the city. I learned that everything inside, like, I guess, I don't know what it is. I guess this just the strip. I don't know. He just said, you know, kind of like downtown, is people just don't go there unless you're a drunk. If you live in Vegas, you do not go downtown.
Wow.
Unless you have some sort of problem.
Wow.
You just don't do it.
Interesting.
And people that work like down, like on the strip and stuff, the majority of people that work in the casinos and stuff are people who just moved there.
Yeah.
Not people who've lived there for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this isn't important information, I guess, but I wasn't planning on moving to Vegas.
Yeah, I know, for real. No, not after. Yeah. We went there. I was good on I can say I went, but I don't think. I mean, I think the coolest thing. I mean, we didn't even get to experience everything. Yeah. But we did see like the mountains and stuff from the airport. But yeah, I wouldn't move there. Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably go back again.
But I want to do more touristy
But
stuff.
I want to do more touristy
Yeah.
things. I enjoyed walking the strip.
Yeah.
Like I'm not much of a gambler.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of gambling.
Mm-hmm.
I lost all the money I brought to gamble. So that just shows
Yeah.
I did like roulette though.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I did like roulette. I wasn't good at it, but I liked it. It was fun. But yeah, I was not good at it, and I was a little disappointed too. And we discussed that also. Like, I wanted to be able to put money into a slot machine and like hear the change and stuff like that.
It's all,
but it's all quiet.
yeah.
Like it's
It
very
is.
quiet in
Yeah.
the casino.
Yeah. It's not like this.
Yeah.
Like you hear all the noise and everything.
Like there's a
It's
little
like-
bit of noise, but
it's-
not like
yeah.
what you expect, not what
Yeah.
you kind of like see in the movies and stuff like that. And like you were at Atlantic City and you said like
we had like the buckets, and you
Yeah.
can walk around with the buckets of the coins that came out and everything, and that's not how it is anymore.
no, now it's just a
Yeah.
little
It's just a
ticket.
little ticket. Yeah.
And it's not fun.
It's not. Yeah.
I mean, I was very disappointed.
And it's, I think it does take away from it.
And I feel like also, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But like, I feel like a lot of the slot machine games
Or
are
rigged.
just like, well, all of them are rigged.
Everything's rigged. Yeah.
All of them are rigged.
Yeah.
But I feel like since they're all digital now, like it seems that you can never be a winner. But on top of it, I feel like the majority of the games are just taken from Dave and Buster's
Pretty much.
and then just added like money to it where you can get money back instead of like a little ticket.
Yeah.
Instead of like
Little card.
But you don't even get those anymore. And like Frankie's, they didn't do
Oh,
tickets
that's right.
anymore.
They got rid of
put
it.
a
They put
tickets
it on
on
a
a little
card.
swipe card.
Yeah, you just swipe
Like,
everything, and that's
That
not
was the
fun.
best thing. Like when you like play skee ball or something, you
And
get a high
get
score and it
all-
just
yep,
goes
and all the tickets come out. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, but now it's just like, is it over?
Yeah. That's the
When-
thing. It's
I didn't
like-
get any tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already on your card. You swiped your card. It's already on your card. Well, that ain't fun.
No, it wasn't. I think we went that one time, and after that, we were just like, eh.
I don't know
think
how
we
many
wanna-
tickets we got on our
Yeah.
Frankie's card.
Yeah, I know. Because
But-
it was just like, we don't really want to go back because it kind of took away from, from all this stuff or whatever.
I
Like
mean,
the whole
I'm pretty
experience.
sure with probably we probably got about maybe 10,000 tickets, and that'll probably get us a nice eraser or something.
Yeah, for real.
But,
The trade-off is crappy.
It's fun to like throw all your tickets on a counter.
It is. And sometimes you'd walk around. If you have a lot of tickets, you could put it on your neck and
Yeah.
everything. But that time is gone.
It is.
And especially,
Like there's so many experiences like that just aren't going to be used anymore. Because like keeping it with Frankie's and the tickets and stuff, and I'm sure like Dave and Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese and all that stuff. Like even like when you get like a half ticket, you have to be like, give me that.
Give me the rest of
Give me
the
that.
ticket.
Give me the rest of that ticket. And you're trying not to rip that
Yeah,
last
I
ticket.
know,
You just
know.
want to be like, come on, give it to me.
But
Even though it may have counted out the right numbers, and that
Yeah,
one is
that
just
one is, like,
it's like the
halfway,
extra one. Be like,
yeah.
you want that half ticket.
Yeah,
But
but
just like, come on, give me that.
I don't think that because I mean a lot of places like that are struggling now. Also with
Everything's
everything going
struggling.
on, like Chuck E. Cheese is closing. Some people were saying that some Dave and Buster's are closing now and stuff like that. So I don't really know how. It was already changing, and now I don't even know if those kind of places are.
I mean,
gonna be able
it's
to come back.
yeah. There's a lot of things that have
Yeah.
definitely been killed. Like
Yeah.
there were places that were dying off. There were like dead malls. I mean, there's tons of videos out there, like Dan Bell and a whole bunch of other people that do like the Dead Mall series, and they're very intriguing.
Yeah.
And we've been to dead malls.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, we went one today, but we've been to like a real dead mall. Was that one? It was it used to be an outlet mall
Yeah.
in Mooresville, and like we went there and there was like 2 stores,
It was
and it was
bad.
like it was an
Yeah.
outlet mall. Like
Yeah.
so there were tons of room, and there was like a train like depot hobbyist thing,
Yeah.
and then like
It's always like the weirdest
Yeah,
things
and
too.
then, like,
yeah. I
something
forget what
else
the other
was-
store. Yeah. Was the food court even open? I think there was like
I think
I
one
think it was
food
like
thing.
pizza thing. I think
Yeah,
it was like a
I think there
pizza
was one thing in the
Yeah.
food court, and that was
Like,
probably just to feed those 2 people that
How
worked
do
there.
you feel though? Like if your store is in some place like that, how do you think you would feel?
I don't know. I'm sure that you realize that the end's near,
Yeah.
and you got to have a backup plan.
Yeah. Because that's
And-
scary. Like when you see more and more stores just like closing and then it's just like and no one else is going back in those spots and there's less and less people. It's like
Yeah.
I just start having my stuff packed up because at any moment.
But you got to find someplace to go.
Yeah.
And who knows what the rent is? The rent may be perfect there, but like,
but
pretty
if
soon
the
there's not
rent
gonna
is
be anything.
amazing and no one's coming in, what does it matter? You know, like it's like
don't know. It's
it's
one of
like
those
it's like if
things-
you have amazing rent, but you got a freaking rat.
But
family
here's
living
the
above
thing
you.
though. Your store may be the only thing that people are coming into.
Yeah.
And that's why you're still there, because
Yeah.
you do keep having customers.
Yeah.
And the rent is great.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that if you move somewhere else, those people that keep coming to you
Are probably not going to go to another location.
well, they may not go to another location, but if they do, that because of what the number of people that are coming in that's making the rent, it may not cover the next rent.
True.
Like at someplace else, because
Yeah.
rent's going up other places. Because that's the other thing that we keep seeing is like a lot of these places, like a lot of the like apartments and stuff, like rent has gone outrageous.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like funny how like much has gone up, and then all these other buildings keep going up too.
So the problem is also is you have a lot of people who are coming from bigger cities that were paying more money, and they didn't have the amenities that they are getting now, like other places. So whereas you might have been paying, I'm just gonna throw a number out there, $1,800 for like a studio or for like a 1 bedroom. Now you come down here or wherever you go someplace else, you're still paying $1,800, but now you're getting a fitness center, a washer and dryer in your unit. You're getting a dog park, and you're getting all this other stuff, and then they slap the word luxury on the sign. So now you feel like you're getting something. So now you're like, well, yeah, I was paying that where I came from, so I'll still pay that because now I'm getting more. But the person that wasn't paying $1,800, they were paying maybe $1,000 or $800. Now they have to deal with that because they're trying to appeal to people who are going to pay more.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. So you have all these people who are coming down, they're used to paying that, but then they don't realize they're probably not going to get paid the same amount of money where they were as they were before, where that 1,800 was okay because they were getting paid more money.
But see, that's the thing though. Like, so, okay, when I moved to Raleigh, I got a job at doing retail, and I didn't get paid a lot, but it was retail. I was still in school, whatever. It was just money. I think I got paid like $8.25. There are people who are still getting paid like $8.25 now, and are expected to live even though everything else is going up.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Yeah. Like rent's going up. People are saying that, well, times change. Rent goes up. Things happen.
Then why isn't
everyone else getting paid more?
Yeah. Because it's like, it's one of those things where, let's say like during this time you got like laid off or something like that, and you were making $20 an hour. Now you have to find something, and you go, okay, I'll go to retail, because everyone's saying go to the grocery store. Those essential workers, we need more people, and it's like, okay, and then you go there, and they don't care how much you were making at your last job. They may say, well, since you have a great resume, and we'll pay you $10 or $9 instead, and it's just like, the heck, how am I supposed to? And then when you realize that you can't even afford a full grocery cart if you're working at a grocery store sometimes, you know what I mean? So, because let's say you have a family of like 5 and you're making $9 an hour. So it's one of those things where, things are going up, but I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying that you should like make $16 working at a grocery store. But if you have like experience, I think it's based on whatever. But I don't think that minimum wage should be, and I know this is getting whatever, but I don't think $16, but I feel like the fact that minimum wage is still so low is a little like alarming and scary, to be honest, because how are you supposed to support, and some people want to work retail. It's not like it's a shameful job or anything. No. Yeah. I mean, some people like it.
When I worked retail, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed certain aspects.
Yeah.
Of it. I hated my manager or my second manager, but
we'll get into that story.
But I did enjoy certain aspects of it.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where, but is it a doable career to be in? That's the thing. Is it a feasible or manageable? Can you manage living off of that? And I don't know, especially with so many things becoming so much more expensive or whatever. So I don't know. People have to realize that though, like you want to have certain things, but sometimes you really shouldn't bring that kind of mindset to different places, because you have to, I would say, read the room. It's like you have to read the room. Like you're not in New York anymore or in California anymore or something like that.
But as we learned, even with a lot of it, there's a lot of people out there that are living above their means.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is because they like playing Keeping Up with the Joneses, and they can't keep up.
Yeah.
We've never played that. We don't get something just because someone else gets something. And I think maybe sometimes it's I don't know. People may not look at me like, oh, they don't have that. Like, nope.
Yeah, we don't.
And but I don't care what people think about me.
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of people that are living above their means, and
Yeah.
we've seen it.
Oh yeah.
We've seen people that we know that like suddenly like they have to either move because they've lost their job and
yeah,
they have
it's
to
just
sell
like, yeah.
everything and all this
Yeah.
other stuff because
And not even just
all
because
their
it was like
toys-
a hardship. It's just because they realized that they were probably just really check to check, and you know, and then you.
I think there's a lot of people that are just check to check.
I think, but there's two different types of people that are check. There's people that are just. A lot of us are check to check, but then there's the people who are living check to check, but like you said, trying to impress others because they want people to think they have this glamorous thing that they don't really, this glamorous life that they probably don't have, and I feel like that could be very, like, both situations can be very stressful.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you're trying to put up this front, like that's exhausting. Because you always have to put up that front. And then you probably go home and you're looking at your bank account or you're just exhausted. And it's just like, whereas if you probably just lived a modest life or whatever, you probably would do really good because you probably make really good money, but you just have to step it up just a little bit more
I think it's
so
one
that
of those things,
people can
even
feel
if
like
you
they're
make a little bit of money, if you plan your purchases right, like then you will be okay.
Yeah.
Because like, again, not to brag, but we love clearance. We love being cheap.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. Like we do. We enjoy like finding
we're not
deals.
we're not getting like crappy stuff like,
No, it's not crappy stuff. But it's something that like it is we like finding deals. And I think also it's like part of like a hunt. You're like, oh, we've been looking for something like that.
Yeah.
And we enjoy it and we enjoy finding deals. I think that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And again, not to brag, we've gotten some good stuff and some fun things.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like everybody can do better with like savings and stuff like that. But as far as like, I try not to get anything that's too expensive. Mike is a little bit more high maintenance than I am, but
I get deals.
You get some deals.
I get deals.
But his hobbies are a little more expensive than mine, but for the most part, we try not to indulge too much in overbuying and stuff.
I get deals. I've gotten some good deals.
But anyways, I don't even know where we started with this one.
Bad drivers.
Oh, bad drivers. Wow.
And I didn't even get to say half the stuff I was going to say. Because, like, another thing is these mail carrier drivers, they are the worst. I don't know what makes them think that. Like, the ones that are the really bad are the ones that use probably their own car.
Yeah.
And just put the little stickers on their thing that says U.S. mail carrier. They are horrible drivers. The other day, there was one that was just, like, speeding and dipping and all this other stuff. I'm just like...
It's like, I totally...
That's a government worker right there.
I get that they're trying to get the mail out to everybody in time, but don't be
but why are you going to endanger all these people just because of mail?
Yeah.
Like, you can't deliver it properly anyways.
Oh, gosh.
How many times did we get other people's mail?
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah. And there have been times when we're like, what? It said it was delivered. There's nothing on the front step. And it's like, well, somebody got it. Yep. Never again. It's never going to happen. So, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the post office stuff right now. Jesus.
Anyways, guys.
But we'll come back for another. I think I got an idea about another podcast that we can probably do.
Uh-oh.
But yeah. So we'll wrap this one up, and we thank you guys for kind of dealing with us going on a little slight break. But
yep,
we'll come back for another one, and like always, comment, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Hit the bell.
Follow us on Instagram, Downright Random, and yeah. Oh, and make sure you are definitely following us for when we do our Saturday game, so you guys can play along.
Yeah, and guys, please subscribe because actually we have a lot of viewers who are not subscribed. And
it's free.
Yeah, it's free. It won't cost you anything. But like when we were looking at the stuff, a lot of the viewers that we have are not subscribed. It doesn't take much, and if you're watching, that means you're enjoying our content. Just hit subscribe so you can keep watching our content and keep having us enjoy what we're doing for you guys. And definitely leave comments. We want to talk with you guys and things like that. But our game nights are Saturday at 8 live. We're probably gonna do a few other games during the week, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, so follow us on Instagram. We may post it and just say, hey, we're gonna go live or something.
And we're still working out details with something else that y'all may or may not like. I don't know. We're gonna be doing something else, kind of a collaboration kind of thing. So yeah, guys, definitely subscribe so you can keep up with all of our stuff. And we'll catch you on the next one. Later.